Glad you're here. Today's presentation is a heart-to-heart, really. It's about something that affects all of us, what it means to truly move forward. Not in a hustle and grind kind of way, but in a clear, calm, aligned way. Over the next little while, I'm going to walk you through 10 powerful truths, things I've learned, lived through, fallen over, down in, and gotten back up from. You might laugh, you might nod along, and you might even feel a little called out, lovingly, of course. But most of all, I hope you hear something that clicks, that lands softly but firmly in your heart. So, whether you're walking, resting, or doing the dishes while you listen, let this be a moment just for you. Ready? Let's begin. Drifting. Drifting is how dreams die. Picture yourself stepping into a small rowboat and looking across the vast lake to the jetty. You step in and commence to row, but it's such a lovely day, you stop rowing and enjoy the ambience of the day. You pick up the oars and commence rowing again after some time, and then again you stop to enjoy the scents, the sounds, the breeze against your chin. You're drifting with no real intent on progressing to the jetty, your goal. The enemy of progress isn't failure, it's drifting. But without steady effort and intentional direction, you slowly veer off course. And before you know it, you've missed the landing altogether. Failure, at least, shows you we're in motion, trying, learning. Drifting, on the other hand, is passive. It lulls you into a false sense of movement, when in truth, you're at the mercy of outside forces. Real progress comes not from perfection, but from purposeful action, from picking up the oars and choosing your direction moment by moment. Now, let's have a look at number 2. When you're in your head, you're dead. The head is where doubt lives, imposter syndrome, perfectionism, overthinking, analysis paralysis. It's where we second guess ourselves and stall. But the heart is fearless. It's where courage, creativity, and conviction are born and held. It's the source of true resourcefulness and inspired action. I often liken it to driving. There's only a thin line separating my car from yours. And if I let my head take over, running through every possible danger, drink drivers, texters, unpredictable road behaviour, I'd never leave the driveway. But we don't drive like that. We trust, we focus, we move forward. So why do we let fear and logic paralyse us when it comes to our dreams, especially in business? Don't let your head talk you out of the road you're meant to take. Let your heart drive. Then distraction. If the devil, what Napoleon Hill refers to in Outwitting the Devil, what a fabulous book that is. If the devil, as that cunning inner voice, can't destroy you directly, its next best tactic is distraction. It keeps you endlessly busy with busy work, washing, meal prep. Just have to hop up and hang out the laundry, checking emails. All valid tasks, yes, but not ones that move the needle in your business. It pulls you into reactive mode rather than intentional, proactive flow. One moment you're half listening to a podcast, then remembering the email list needs sorting. Or wait, wasn't today post-writing day? And just then your phone pings, a message from a friend. Do you answer it or do you keep moving forward? Distractions. Because distraction's goal isn't just to slow you down, it's to make sure you never fully arrive. Number 4, your future doesn't need more information, it needs more intention. So when we're drifting, even just a little, the mind often whispers, I just need to learn a bit more about this. Be careful. That's a clever trap. It's easy to slip into the role of a professional learner, constantly enrolling in the next course, or chasing shiny objects. Learning is valuable, yes, but not at the cost of momentum. Adopt a philosophy of learn, then implement. Take what you know and use it, and that is so important. That is a key strategy. There's a story about the US astronauts trying to work out how to get pens or biros to work in zero gravity when they were up in space. There was this design and that design. And you know what? What the Russian astronauts did? They simply used a pencil. The point is, you don't need everything perfect or high tech to move forward. You just need to start. Action creates clarity. So don't wait until it's all figured out. Use what you have got and then get the job done. Number 5, indecision is a decision. Whenever you delay or avoid making a choice, you've actually made one. The decision not to decide. Surprising, isn't it? It certainly caught me off guard when someone first pointed that out, but it's true. That sneaky, or sometimes very loud, inner voice can subtly keep you drifting through indecision, keeping you stuck. And yes, some decisions feel weighty or complex, so it helps to have a few go-to strategies. These are 3 that I use at various times. Number 1, park it. Park it intentionally. Now, that was first introduced to me with the example of somebody being laid off from work. It's too traumatic, too emotional to deal with just at this immediate moment. So park it. And then over time, the universe evolves. Decisively parking it for 3 days, handing it over to a higher power. More often than not, clarity arrives whilst you're relaxed, and it's released control and allowed space for guidance. In other words, the universe has time to sort it out for you. Number 2, write it out. Pen and paper are powerful tools. Draw a line down the middle, and on one side list the pros and on the other side list the cons. When you see it laid out visually, it's far easier to weigh your options and make a grounded choice. And it's also giving you time to think about the pros and cons. And number 3, talk it through. Sometimes you just need a third-party perspective. A trusted friend or a mentor can help you see angles you hadn't considered. But remember, you still make the final call, and you own the outcome, whatever it is. Something I've learned is to let go of the expected outcome. No matter which method you use, stand by your choice. Make it with intention and let go of needing to control the outcome, because often the outcome that arrives, even if it's not what you expected, is exactly what was needed. Number 6, not only does courage live in your heart, but so does clarity. That's yet another reason to get out of your head and into your heart. We so often seek clarity through logic, trying to figure it out with our minds, don't we? But stepping into your dream life is rarely logic. It's bold, it's unknown, and it often begins in the dark. So when my marriage ended, and with it the secure future I had spent decades building, I found myself in my early 60s needing to start again. Not just survive, but to rise, dream big, and create a new vision of wealth and success. Now, that kind of clarity didn't come from my head. It came from my heart, especially when I had no idea of how it would happen. It's a little like deciding to have a second baby, if you think about it. The logical brain protests. Why would you do that again? Why would you go through all of that again? Your body grows, you're tired. That last week is so uncomfortable.